Vibe check, 1 2 1 2. This is the Miss Locker podcast. I want to thank everybody for joining me, whether you're listening on SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, Tidal, YouTube, beg your pardon, the biggest platform there, right? That's what we're going to be going on for true with the visuals. I want to say welcome. I'm not going to do too much looking into the camera because today's episode is an introduction into who the hell I am for those that don't know. So I'm going to hand you over to my friend, Sir Venom, my good friend, and he's going to be asking me a few questions. So go for it, bro. It's, by the way, I just need to let everybody know I don't know what the hell he's going to ask me. It's just loose lips around here, okay? So let's go.
Loose lips.
Yeah.
Ships and
Double entendres. Right. I'm ready.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. You're
I
welcome.
feel special, you know what I mean?
You should do. You should.
First Miss Locker podcast.
Well, thank you for being a part of it. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
So what's going on? So who is Miss Locker?
Damn it. I knew you was going to say that. Oh,
People
man.
want to know. They have to know.
I know, but there's so much levels to it. Like,
We're going to talk about your history. We're going to go back from day dot.
mm-hmm.
From the time you're conceived. That's how far we're going back. Yeah?
Okay, 1980s.
So but let's give us a brief of who you are right now and what you're doing right now.
Right now.
And what you're looking to do.
Okay, right now, Miss Locker is in the middle of putting together some house tunes because, you know, that's what I do. For those that don't know, predominantly the songs I put out are house tunes. So I spent the whole of 2017 just like researching, digging around, trying to find people I can work with. And it took me a year to do that. And at the top of this year, everything was kind of in place. So music is rolling in the background. Sorry, that clatter, clack, clack, that's my staffing. Gonna have to get that baby gate out so she can't come any closer because you know that mic's serious, go pick it up. So that's the music. Heaven Sent's out, by the way. Please go stream that.
Where can they stream it from?
Every single platform running. Every single iTunes, Spotify, Tidal. All the rest of them. Yeah, all of them.
It'll be in the link underneath.
Yeah. Yeah, let's start that shit from now. Yeah, it's in the link. So that's the music, which is just always rolling. The podcast. It's another dimension to who I am.
So what made you want to do the podcast?
One, I've got a big mouth. I like to talk a lot. My friends know that. For people that don't know, you're going to see that in the coming weeks. I've just got a lot to say. I've always got a lot to say, but this time it's balanced content. It's not just talking out the side of my neck. I've got some serious topics to be discussing. So, and podcasts are ridiculously lit right now, so I'd be a fool not to take advantage. I'm being honest. So I'm riding the wave of podcasts. Yeah, that's why.
Riding the wave.
Yeah.
So you're a singer?
Yes, singer-songwriter.
No. You got your own
Podcast, life.
Life.
Yeah. And I am in the middle of putting together an apparel, a line of clothing. Minimal stuff at the minute. I don't want to say too much. Did you hear that crack? Give me strength. You know the track mic heard it. Freaking hell. Yes. This, my friends, I'm not going to get up just yet, but this is my L fashion. I'll give you the links. The links will be across the bottom soon. My L online, where you can go and collect some merch, joggers, hoodies, tees, vests, snapbacks, and I'll be selling crystals because I'm a crystal bird as well. Okay, so that's three things that I am simultaneously juggling right now because you can't just do one thing. I mean, we're going to get into it, but when I went back to work and then I came back into the music industry, I looked around, I was like, nah, music is not holding me. Music is not paying my bills. Like, I need to do more. So, as I said, I spent the whole of 2017. And I know what I'm doing now. Level right up. This boss shit is on. So, yeah.
So, different avenues.
Yes, you've got to. Yeah. Because there's different, I can showcase who Miss Locker is via different things. Some people might just want to hear me. I've had some people say to me, Sim, you should do this or because you're funny, or Sim, I like the way you sound, or they might be looking at me because of the way I look. I've got to have different avenues. Some people don't want to just listen to my singing. They might want to hear something else. They might like what I'm doing here. So I have to get the people where they are, you know?
There's more than just a voice.
Of course.
That's what they're saying.
Of course.
Alright, so let's go back to when you were conceived. Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm not going to ask you where that was because you might not.
I was born in Islington Hospital. 1980, September the 19th.
Okay.
Whittington Hospital. That's where I was born.
Okay.
Is that Archer, isn't it? Yeah, same thing.
Okay.
Yeah, no. Anyway, that's where I was born. And
where are your parents from?
my grandparents are from the Caribbean, Jamaica and Montserrat.
Your mum and dad were born here?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Caribbean, fully Caribbean.
Mm-hmm.
So what's your earliest recollection of music? Growing up at home, like what music was around you at them times, like growing up? Like?
In the house, it was just pure vinyls, pure 12-inch, pure 7-inch. Soul. Soul's my mum, yes, soul. I mean, I grew up with my mum, and I know my dad. I have a good relationship with my dad, but I came up with my mum. My mum was a single parent, and it was just music in the house. It was radio, Kiss FM, before it was a real radio station. Before it was legit, we was listening to Kiss. Let me see how old school people are. Who remembers the bumper stickers from the car, and it was the Kiss? Do you remember that? It just said Kiss FM. Yeah, I'm just going well back. But Kiss FM, DJ Keithley, Beat Those Breakfast Bowls. Do you remember that?
No.
Oh, no, don't let me do that. Do you remember that? Mm-hmm. Yeah, sorry, I'm just talking to my buddy behind the cameras. Beat Those Breakfast Bowls. So yeah, it was radio, it was vinyls, it was soul, and yeah, that's it. Just played in the background. I never knew I wanted to sing. But my mum had planted that seed clearly, subconsciously.
How old were you when you realised, or people around you realised that you could actually sing?
Nobody's known until I've been an adult. I've been keeping it to myself for a very long time. Nobody knew until I was 20 odd. Excuse me. I knew, sorry, belch, manners, no problem. I knew when I would come home from school and put on my mum's 12-inch or R. Kelly album or Escape or TLC and I'll just put the record on and I'd sing. And I knew I could sound like it. I didn't know if I was out of tune or not, but I knew it matched. If that makes sense. Because I had nobody to tell me, oh, you're flat, you're this, you're that. Nobody knew I could sing. And they still don't know half of what I could do. Ta-da! Go on.
So growing up, where you living?
East London, Walthamstow.
Walthamstow.
Yeah.
E17.
E17. They was repping it before me, but yeah, that postcode.
So what was your first, so you said you knew you could sing, you kind of kept it quiet, so around 20 you would say. So
that then interjects into me being incarcerated.
Okay, we can go there.
Because that's where the
incarcerated.
I shouldn't laugh because it's not good. Yeah.
So were you a bit of a wild child?
Not at all, not at all. Just, oh, mate, I hate articulating this, but I'm going to do it. So when I was 18 years old, I was just doing, when I say I was doing pop, basically I allowed a guy, I gave a guy information to where I worked. I worked in a little shop, you know, like Londis or whatever, you know, one of them kind of shops, Spar or whatever, All Days.
7-Eleven.
Then one of them was called All Days, right? And basically I just told the guy when to come in and just, like, here, go and just knock it off. And I'm saying it with a smile, but I'm also saying it with a heavy heart because it was a shit thing to do. But it crazily put me on a trajectory to where I'm at today. So, in a nutshell, got nicked, went to prison, did 13 months as a YOI, which is a young offender. And while I was in the middle of serving that sentence, the last prison I was in an open prison. And when you're in an open prison, they allow you to go out on license and stuff. So like some
like
of the
day release kind of thing. Yeah.
Some of the girls, no, not day release. Because day release, you just go out and you link your people and your family and do a license to go and work. And some girls would go to work at Greg's. Some people would work at Thomas Cook. I was going down to London to record tunes, and that's when the manager came into play. The governor of the prison did some hoo-ha or whatever, and Tutu's I the manager.
So how did that opportunity come about going down to London?
Actually, I jumped forward. So the open prison was the last prison I was at. That's where they put people to integrate you back into society. the prison before was a closed prison, but I used to just do all like the karaoke's and all the talent shows and all of that, and just so my notes followed me. So when I got to the open prison, I think I might have done 1 or 2 things there, and the governor of that prison called the local, I don't know what name to give him, he was just a talent scout in the area because it was in Kent, and obviously local somebody, you know, had an academy or whatever, and she brought him down, and I done an audition in the prison gym in any dress with any shoes and any bald head, because I balded my head off then. I don't know.
A Britney Spears moment.
No, it wasn't a Britney Spears moment. I just think I'll just cut all the perm off. And I was like, I'll just cut the relaxer off and start growing natural hair again. You know, just sitting down catching time. And I sung Peggy Lee Fever. Now, I ain't seen it now. But you know the song I'm talking about?
You might have to sing it.
Nah, you know the song I'm talking about? You lot are full of shite. All of this one for sing. Peggy Lee Fever. Never know how much I love.
Oh yeah.
That song. I sung that to him, and next thing I know, I'm signed. Just fast forwarding here. So, and then he somehow takes me to Sirius Records, which is an imprint of Ireland, which is an imprint of Universal kind of thing, and I get signed while I'm still in prison.
What kind of deal was it?
It was a single with an option for another one. So had a video, you know, all of that crap. I'm not saying it's crap, but this is part of my life that sort of like locked back there and it stays there. Well, I don't mind talking about it, but when it's finished, it's going back there with a chub lock. Yeah, I signed, video, the whole shenanigans, and then you get dropped. And looking back now, that's the best thing that could ever happen to me, because it gave me breathing space, gave me time to figure some shit out. Some years passed. I wasn't with my manager anymore. We kind of separated. Good terms. It was fine.
So why did you? First of all, how did the song that you done? How did it do?
Right, it charted at number 37 in the UK top.
40,
Yes, I did. Without no campaign, without nothing, because they weren't putting anyone.
You weren't Miss Lockwood, were you?
No, you know goddamn well who I was.
Who were you?
I was Felon. Oh, just died, wait. I can't remember. No, stop. I'm never saying it again.
Felon.
Yeah, I didn't pick that name. Oh, God.
So
but it's all good. Served the purpose.
So they picked the name for you?
My management. It's at the time, you know.
So they kind of branded you?
Yeah, marketed it, you know, the black girl prison, you know. So it was a jailbird to songbird, sort of, yeah, that kind of scenario. That was what was in the papers. I should have bought the papers out. I was in, do you know how much papers I was in? I wasn't that proud, but I was in my local rag, national press, even went on London Tonight. Okay. That was part of the promo run, and then after I went on London Tonight, I went down Wolfsday Market, just normal head in it. Who told me to do that? I got bum rushed by some school kids. You forget you're on TV and you're felon. Yeah. So anyway.
Little celebrity,
Nah. Just, you know. So fast forward.
You can try and dig up that London Tonight footage.
I'm good.
So my brother was actually on London Tonight. It was kind of because he was doing a song with I can't remember who it was, but they kind of fabricated a little story. So obviously said it. The story was he was sitting at a bus stop with his earphones in singing. Someone drove past and heard him. That story, that old chestnut. It worked because he got onto London Tonight.
It does.
Whatever, so. So what year are we talking? So how old are you now?
What, London Tonight?
Well, with the whole Felon, the first
20,
single.
21, 22.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the single charted at number 37.
Yeah. And
so what happened? So why wasn't that a success?
Well, in the eyes of the record company, obviously not. Probably not. And let's just, I need to put, for those that don't understand, I'm going to give a bit of insight. So if you can understand that I was signed to Sirius Records, which is a small imprint. Along adjacent to it is Polydor Records. Along adjacent to it is Go Beat. I was on Sirius, so was Sonic. Do you remember Sonic? Miss Dynamite was on Polydor. Gabrielle was on Go Beat. These are all island artists. So, you know what I mean? If one kind of fell off, it's not, you know, and they had that Miss Dynamite, she was blowing up and she was doing her thing. So they only needed one of us. Let's have it right, you know how this thing works. So, and again, I never saw it as a bad thing. Looking back, it was the best thing that could happen. Because like I said, it gave me a chance to breathe. I had to learn the industry. I had to get a few people try to take some things from me for me to understand. And then by the time I looked up, it was garage season. And yeah, poster child, any hot garage tune you can think of. Not garage, funky ass, man.
Oh, so this is after garage.
Beg your pardon. Yeah. Because that was garage. Felon, Get Out was DJ's garage. Yeah, garagey tune. It came out, you know, in the 2000s, the Napa era, and then sort of like 2005, 2006, funky houses, you know, your Kylas, Do Your Minds, and you know, all those big tunes. And then I did a couple tunes with DJ Footloose. I did Just Leave. I worked with Sticky, heavy producer. I know you know who Sticky is. He done quite a few tunes. And I'm talking, this is all in the same period now, I'm talking about the funky house genre. I've done a couple tracks with Paleface, who's Kyla's husband, on half of Crazy Cousins. I've done some tunes with MA1, DJ MA1, Give It Up, and all these tunes are still rolling. I still get paid for them, but they're just out there. There's no campaign behind them. They just got flung out on compilations and stuff. So I still get, you know, little bread, little here and there. Yeah. You know, pay a light bill, you know, buy a dog of food, you know. But yeah, so that was the funky house era.
Around 2006.
2006, and I rode that wave until like 2010, and then I went back to work like a regular soul.
So during that funky era, were you like PA and stuff?
Hell no.
No PA?
No, because I didn't feel like I was getting respected. I felt like I was being taken the piss out of.
So you had PA offers, you just turned them down? Or...
some were coming in, but I think it was, you see, I don't know how, because I don't really know much people with regards to, when I was recording it, where my vocals are right now. For a lot of my vocals, I don't own them. Let's just have this right. And it's took me a long time to understand not to walk into people's studios and just record shit, whether you wrote it or not. These people are owning your masters, they own your vocals. So when I figured that people were trying to just not let me have what's mine, I kind of kicked up a little bit of a stink. And I'm not going to name drop anytime soon, but the person whose studio it was, they are quite influential within the house scene. And I don't know how my name was carried in their mouth or whatever, but good job I wasn't trying to get anywhere and actually went back to work. So I don't know if anyone was trying to stop me from doing anything, but I just turned my back on the whole fucking industry. I went back to work. I didn't listen to any radio. I didn't watch no TV. I didn't do anything. I'm actually a beauty therapist by trade. I forgot that. Before I went to prison, I actually went to college. I do have an education. Yeah. So I went back to work for a major makeup brand, and I stayed there for a bit until now. So sorry, Karen.
So what made you want to get back into the music?
I'm on a spiritual journey at the minute. I know that might sound a bit kooky for some people, but I am. And I've just started to do things or not do things that disrespect my integrity. Like, for instance, I'm 36, 35, 36. Me personally, Simone Locke ain't got no business standing on no counter trying to sell anybody a lip liner. Not at the age of 36, I'm sorry. If that's what you want to do, that's fine. Kudos to you. But my soul and spirit is burning for more. But I didn't know what the more was. So I said, you know what, I ain't working for the man again. I'm going to work for myself. I don't know what I'm going to do. But I'm raising up off this counter. This is for the kiddlywinks out of college, you know, Selfridges and that, you know, feeling hype, discount. No. So I was hanging on to this job for a really shit reason. So I left my job. And it was about a year and change. And I just travelled the world again. Because all of those garage years and all of those funky house years, I was living in the sky quite a bit. I was raving, I was travelling with my friends and that. So when I left work, I said, I don't know what I want to do, but let me just travel a bit. And I did. I even went back and did a bit more education. A couple diplomas, self-diplomas, about 5 of them actually, just to re-up on my beauty stuff. And then I realised, actually, no, I don't want to do this beauty thing. I don't want to touch people's feet. I've got time for any of that. I don't want to touch people's faces. I don't want to touch people's bodies. But it's good to have that skill because I could train someone with that skill and then make money that way. So, and then once I travelled and then I came back here, and now we're at the top of 2017. Yeah, I fast forwarded for you. And because I'm on my spiritual journey, I'm just allowing things to flow into my life, and I'm not forcing anything and I'm not shoving anything away. I said to myself, if this music thing rears its ugly head again, don't ignore it. Roll with it, sing, and see what happens. And this is me and you talking today.
So how did it rear its head?
I don't know. I think I reared its head for it. Because no one was hitting me up. Remember, I've been obsolete. No one knows, every time somebody sees me, they're like, oh, Sim, what's going on with your music? Nothing. No, I was not interested in just the industry. But when I opened my eyes again and I saw what was going on and how there's a real gap right now where artists can sort of like do as they please. It's sort of like the wild, wild west out here. Joe Budden's actually said that it is, and artists are to take advantage of what this creative space right now, because they're going to close this gap where artists are just doing what the hell they want. So I was like, right, I'm jumping in with the music, my L, and the podcast.
So you kind of saw the opportunity, how the music industry is now. You thought, you know what, you don't need this person, you don't need that person. You can do everything yourself. We
do need help, but what artists don't need is to have their confidence boosted from the outside. If you know what you're worth, and when I say worth, I don't mean on a monetary value, I just mean your creativity. If you know that you are the shit, and don't let anybody else tell you that you're not, you know that you're good at your shit, stick with it, keep doing it. Something will stick. Something will stick. Consistency is the key. What I watch myself, make it happen, if that makes sense. I can't look at anybody else and say what they're doing. All I know is that I kept on doing it. I got to make sure, and I have made sure I've worked with people who are kind of like-minded and we're on the same kind of frequency and we want the same thing, But I'm not ignoring it this time, so because I didn't ignore the music thing. Maybe somebody hit me up, I can't remember. But I didn't ignore it. And it went from one thing to another. Next thing you know, I've got a backside Instagram page, which I swore to Jehovah's Witness I was never having. And I quite like Instagram. Some of the people on it that I can't fucking stand. But I like Instagram. I like its purpose. I met some really good people on there. So yeah.
So what was the first step getting back into this music thing? What did you holler at any producers, or what was the first step? Like, okay, you said, boom, you're not working a 9 to 5 no more.
So my name dropping?
This is your podcast.
Me no. I hollered at DJ MA1 first, because we have history. We have Give It Up, and I like the way he puts beats together. He sent me a track. I wrote to it within a nanosecond. But what I figured out quite quickly, subsequently after that, not just with him and other people, is that not everybody's ready. Not everybody's at the same speed. Everyone's got a life, And I'm over here chomping at the bit, waiting for the track to be done, and I'm not getting back replies quick enough. I'm not getting back calls quick enough. I don't mean it in a bad way. I'm just saying I need people to work with me in real time. So I just had to figure out who was ready to do this now. And it took me a while. A lot of people pissed me off. A lot of people told me, yeah, I'm ready. Boom, boom, boom. And we sit down waiting for weeks. I haven't got time to wait. I've got things to do, as you well know. And I appreciate you for not going anywhere, because you was one of the first people that I told at the top of, if not 2017, the end cusp of 2016, what I was trying to do, trying to put some tunes together. Remember I said the whole thing about, let's get a beat and we'll make it a Venom thing, and I'll just put the vocals on it, it hasn't got to be a Miss Locker, just put it out. And I did that to a couple of people, and they give you the fake yeses, and So I appreciate the non-lies. I appreciate telling the truth. And not to sound egotistical, but I think you can see that I'm trying to do something here. And I'm not fucking about. Excuse my language. So yeah. So thanks.
You're welcome.
Alright, what's next?
So what have you done since your reintroduction into the music scene. What have you actually done?
Well, what have I done? My first official song that I've released as Miss Locker, because by the way, so we've gone from Felon to, oh God, we didn't even mention the name of this one, Sim Simmy. I mean, are you a child or what? And then...
So Sim Simmy was your funky house name?
Yeah.
That was the name?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why didn't you stick with that name?
Because I is a woman now, and also I haven't got time to be trying to trademark any kind of names. Like, I've got time for that. My name's Miss Locker. Nobody can challenge me with it. You know what I mean? And it just sounds grown up. You know? Got to be a lady. What did you say now? I forgot. Sorry.
You were saying you went from Felon.
Yeah, so Felon, Sim Simmy, and now it's Miss Locker.
Yeah.
So as Miss Locker, my first official release is a track called Heaven Sent. It's out there now. Go stream that, go buy that. It's on all the major streaming platforms. And I was working with a gentleman by the name of Sean Stanley, Techlist Productions. Me and him have done quite a few things actually. Do you know what was really weird? I met him in the Funky House days, which is crazy. And I met him through Creed, MC Creed. And when Creed saw that I was doing this again, like 10 years later, it's like, good to see that you're back, Sim. Do you remember when you worked with yada yada? And I was like, yeah, how's he doing? He just brought me down to the studio again. And I said, do you want to do some bits again? I'm ready now. Not like before when I was just walking in the studio and doing nothing. He goes, cool. So I said to him, I don't want any tunes that were produced past 2008. He just has them old fingers and them old vibes. So Heaven Sent was written to a 10-year-old track. And that's what's out now. And I'm in the middle of writing some new stuff. I've got some stuff. Got a handful of stuff. I'm gonna keep about those because I put a few things out. I give them to a few DJs that I know, a few peers, and like I said to you the other day on the phone, babes, unless I know that somebody's playing it or they send me a clip to say, yo, it's turn up, da da da. I don't know that people are playing it. So I've given it to as many people as I can. So I guess I'm gonna have to start going out to clubs now, innit? And seeing.
Getting back on the scene.
Getting back on the scene. Well, not as a raver, as an observer. Yeah, because I couldn't tell the last time I raved. Well, that's a lie. I raved in Portugal. Just come back one day, by the way. I'm looking a bit brown. Anybody looking at me, I'm looking a bit brown. Just come back from Portugal and I found 2 DJs in Portugal to give the tune to, and they both played it. I'm saving the footage. Saving it. I'm stringing this shit along. So that was me. I made a link. I made 2 links in Portugal. It's all good, man. One-man band. It's going to happen. Consistency and have faith, man.
So you're just looking to stay in the house lane or to do other?
I can only see so far. So right now it's house. Obviously, when I say obviously, I'm speaking to myself. I sing in a soulful manner. Like my style of singing is soulful. So I have done R&B song before. I have done, I call it trap. No, just so I don't know what to call it, but it's you know that weed tune that I did. What would you call that noise?
Noise, you know.
It was noise in the end. It was noise in the end because it caused me a lot of grief. But it wasn't hip hop. It wasn't house. It wasn't soul. I don't know UK. I don't know.
So why would you say it caused you grief?
Because the gentleman in question, I met him on Instagram. It's all learning curve. We produced the song together, you know. And if you ever see this, you know I'm telling the truth. We produced this song together over Skype, over the telephone. I told him what to put in, what horns, what sounds to try and help him. And this son bitch didn't like how I was promoting it. Like, because obviously with Instagram, you know you've got to put 60-second clips in it. 60 seconds, you can't do any more. So I'm going to put the bit where I'm singing. He got mad because I cut out his, you know the bit, the tag.
The intro,
yeah, but he didn't get it. I'm like, bro, don't you get it? You're tagged in this. People can see it's you. The next thing I know, I've gone on his page. This Negro is selling the instrumental. So I've had to keep the unmastered, unmixed copy of it on SoundCloud and try and sell that to Drake or sell that to whoever. Hello? No. We registered that shit to PRS. It's all there. This dumb fuck tried to put it on his website and tried to send it again. That's why it gave me a headache. Excuse the foul. This is what I mean about people just like to get away from those type of people. and put myself around people who don't want to steal. I'm not into stealers, I'm not into thieves, I'm into liars, and I'm not into cock blockers. I'm only into people that want to love, share, create, and put on and raise the vibration of mankind. I ain't interested in anything else. Yeah. Okay, cool. Tangent.
So that was one of the problems you've experienced recently.
Yeah, but I dealt with that as a knower. I knew exactly how to do it. And as soon as I saw that, one email, you know how I talk. One email, very, very, very stern, fake copied in a few people that I need to copy in, and I also copied in my brief as well. Just to let him know I ain't fucking around. You cannot register a song, have it being written to, got correspondence going back and forth. I actually called it the Queen's Army, the sound, the instrumental, because I had some fanfare horns going in it. It was an English thing. This Negro's got it on his thing, singing it as Queen's Army. I'm like, you for real though? It's all good. So I had to keep that there as proof. Like, you're not stealing from me. You're not. Whether I'm a one-man band or I've got 10 people behind me. So yeah, I do a bit of that, whatever that was, and I've got a couple lovers rock tunes under my belt. But again, it's just I've got to create a momentum, man. I've got to start somewhere, so I've got to start where I know best, which is house. Excuse you, which is house, and that's the easy thing to do. And after that, the rest shall come.
So you're just gonna focus on the house and then whatever.
Because it's there. I've had 850 followers for the past year and a half. For the past year. For the past year and a half. Or year and how many months we're in now. And I'm waiting for that next thing to kick it. And it's got to be one of these three things that I'm doing. When I finish with this tune that I'm doing with this particular producer, I know that's going to help push with what I'm doing, because heaven sent it's out there. There's only so much I can do. There's only so much I can tell people. You know, I'm not begging people to share the fucking link. You know, I can't beg. I can't. My soul won't allow me to do it. I can share it. I can do what I can. I can pay for push Instagram ads. I've got people that are sharing it for me. But there's a lot of people who aren't, who should be. And I know people say you shouldn't expect shit from people, but there's things that I expect from some people. And I think it's okay to do that. A few people, not the whole world. So I'm going to drop your name in the next episode. Carry on.
So stay tuned.
Stay tuned, mother sucker.
So that's the music. So you briefly mentioned the clothing line now. So what was the inspiration behind that? Why? Or is it just you just thought?
It's another thing, it's another thing. I'm not going to pretend to sit here and say I'm fucking Victoria Beckham, or I've always wanted my logo on it. I'm keeping it 100. It's just that I'm going to do different styles of tracksuits, different styles of apparel, and my logo is not like anybody else's. So I'm approaching this thing from a unique perspective, even though apparels and all these things, everybody's doing them, but not everybody is successful with them. So, you know, I'm just thinking, if I stitch all these things together, they all got to support each other. So yeah, that's what it is. Another form of expression. My clothes, I like clothes. It's just those three things for now that I can foresee.
No other plan, no makeup line?
For now, no, not for now. I mean, yeah, it's been the last decade next to makeup. Now I'm having a break from that. Yeah, maybe when I'm 50, I'll do side. But for now, these three things will do.
So that's the clothing line then. So now let's move on to this, which is the podcast, which is just, like you said, this is another avenue that you chose to go. So I don't know, you've spoken to me a lot about Joe Budden. And he is your podcast, what's the word? Influencer. So when did you first, did you just stumble across him by chance, or?
As a podcaster, yes. Yeah. I stumbled across his show before he had visuals, before he was in the small studio, before he was at Parks' house, where they're at now. And so it was just audio. And this guy's just raw. He's funny. Not just him, the whole podcast, right? But obviously it's his podcast. I feel that a few similarities and a couple of things that's happened to him. RE, record labels.
So you can relate to him.
Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for, beg your pardon. In a few aspects, I'm not a rapper or anything like that, but just, being stitched up by the industry, not being able to kind of do what you want to do, and, I just felt a few similarities there. And when I saw that he had a bunch of friends just sitting there chatting, busting jokes, and then just tapping into a few things that were relevant in the world every now and then, I was like, this is a good idea. So I was hooked for ages. Then the camera came, and I got to see what everyone looked like, and then it was the same. And then they've got the setup that they're at now. Now, Joe, if you ever get to see this, I'm sorry that it kind of looks like a little bit like yours, but I couldn't help it. This is the way my house is set up, man. The sofa's brown. I couldn't help it. Parks, I'm sorry. The sofa's brown. I tried to put a blanket on it so it wasn't mimicking yours. But it's a compliment. I appreciate it. And you put a battery in my back glass, Jane. If you didn't, I wouldn't be sitting here now. So, yeah.
So just Joe is the one.
Yeah.
Responsible for all of this.
He's responsible for the podcast. Straight up and down, because he's into the creator, isn't he? He's like, create. That's all he says is create. Like, if you're a real creator, you will find something and make something out of it and make it work. And if sitting down and talking to my friends and my peers about anything is a form of creation and I can make it work, I'm going to do it. Alongside my music and alongside putting my label on a few t-shirts. But yeah, he definitely influenced me, for sure.
So what's your plan for the podcast? How are you going to set it out?
I don't think I'm going to tell that out in the publics. Yeah, no, I'm going to keep my strategy to myself. You will be having seasons, people. I shan't tell you how many seasons.
And how many episodes per season.
And how many episodes per season, because this is the first one. So we're going to see where we go with this. But it's definitely a season affair. And the last episode is not going to be this. It's going to be an open live panel on Google Hangouts on YouTube. And we're going to discuss the last previous episodes, okay? And there's going to be a live chat and you people can come up, you can talk to me, you can ask me any questions. There'll be 10 spaces on the panel. People can come up and chat, video chat. So that's what I want to do on the last episode of every season. That's how I'm going to be interactive. I'll give you that much.
Like a reunion.
Yeah, for real.
I never watched them ratchet shows.
Neither do I, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, no, they have reunions at the end of every season and stuff like that.
Yeah, just recap and stuff. So so that's the plan. That's the plan for the podcast. Anything else? I'm trying to think. Have we done past, present, and future already? Have we breezed past that? We haven't, and we're not on an hour, are we? I knew it. Yeah. Damn it. All right. So what else? Let's throw something else out there, because you see. In fact, how many minutes are we, babe?
40.
Pause fire.
Pause what?
Is that it? 40 minutes. See how brief my life is.
I don't know. Depends how deep you went into it.
Well, the
30
first
questions. 30 questions.
30 questions. You got 30 questions.
Have I got 30 questions?
Go for 30 random questions.
Oh, you did 30.
Oh, I did. You counted.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
30 questions.
Oh, I didn't know.
All right, maybe I can.
Elaborate on some. I want to talk about a bit more about
Go.
your experiences working back in the Funky House era, working with the DJs you mentioned. Like how talk about to people that obviously don't know how the scene used to be. How is it different now from how it was then?
You're not gonna like my answer. I don't know. I don't know because I'm not in it.
So you literally just went to the studio, voiced a tune, and that was it.
Left.
I left.
I have no idea how the scene is right now because I removed myself from it. Because I felt that if I made myself a part of the scene, I was subjected to the scene. I needed approval from the scene. I couldn't get a tune bust without the DJs from the scene. No! We're doing this very different this time round. Very, very different. I understand the importance of the symbiotic relationship between an artist and a DJ. I get that. I will never, ever, ever forget that. But what I won't do is have certain DJs sort of like can't hold me to ransom. Like, oh yeah, I'll play it. I'll play it when rare or yeah, maybe later. Or, no, just don't play it at all. Stop asking for my shit. Leave it alone. Don't ask for it because you see me do a dub play special for somebody else. You don't want to play the tunes. Leave it alone. Shan't be name dropping this week.
This week.
Not this week.
Stay tuned.
The
names will come.
They will. Rolling off my tongue. Got a notepad right over there. So you see that yellow pad there, sir? Yeah, that was from last time, but I didn't get to do it. But yeah, so I just didn't want to be subjected to a scene. So it's so much. Music is so much bigger than a scene. House is a worldwide thing. Someone can correct me, all right? And I don't mind being corrected. I'm striving to be a humble soul. Does house music originate from Miami?
I have no idea.
This is what I understand.
I think it's in Chicago.
Can we Googles? Thank you. I was of the understanding, and I say that, and I'm saying all of that to say, as much as I love my London town, Chicago, check it. Beg your pardon, Chicago. So now I'm going to have to start hashtagging Chicago because I've been very disrespectful and I've not added them into my hashtags when it comes to house music. Because it's like you're waiting to be boss here. If such and such and such and such and such and such don't play your fucking record, you can't move. But guess what? The world is big. And last year I learnt that. And I've met some beautiful people across this plane. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful people. DJs in Canada, DJs in Tokyo, DJs in Portugal. And I'm not knocking, I'm writing off my ones and twos like yourself who are next to me. You don't come into that. You know I'm talking about certain people. And I'm like, you know what? I'd rather that DJ over there, DJ Dave, big up DJ Dave from Canada. I'm gonna put his link in there too because that man has been supporting me. Doesn't know me from Adam. He has been supporting me since last year. Just dropped in little ones and twos exclusive, and he plays them every single week on his house show. And he tells me that he does. So that's how I know he's supporting the cause. So I'd rather one of that, than 5 of my so-called peers who have said, yeah, don't worry, I'm gonna put it on CD, and all till now, no CD. You know what I mean? What was because I'm waiting for people in London to bust me. You must be out of your goddamn mind. Last year I learned that that's not happening. But that doesn't mean that I don't like my London DJs. I do. It's just a handful of people and they know who the fuck they are. And a few people know who I'm talking about as well. Everyone knows I've got love, man. I've got love for y'all.
You've talked about the relationship between You'll Never Forget or the relationship, how important the relationship between the artist and the DJ. Do you, I think you probably give me the same answer.
Cool.
Do you think it's as important now as it was?
For shizzle, because this is how I see it. Radio is one thing, yeah. But guess where I want my tunes played? I want it played in your local pub. I want it played at a christening. I want it played at a bowling alley. This takes a DJ. This is a physical man still doing this. As much as it can be online and someone can press a thing and go about their business. You know our radio station. I know how some radio stations set up. You just press play and the thing's already on there. But sometimes it takes a physical man to play the tune. Like when I was in Portugal, little bar in the corner. And I went up to him and I was like, you play house? He said, yeah. I said, you have Jack? He said, yeah. So I gave him the Jack. And he just started playing the tune. And he said, oh my God, I love it. Can you send me some more? Whatever you got. So I just sent him everything. Every single thing that I've got this house, old and new. Some things that you ain't even got yet. Don't be mad. But I just want, because I want to plant a seed in another country. And funnily enough, I'm just throwing it out there. I had a conversation to somebody today and they told me about a festival in Portugal. And it's just weird that shit's coming because I would never have been able to do that kind of festival because with watching. Do you see what I mean? So I'm just planting seeds, and that's me understanding the importance of a DJ. I will never, DJs are important. You're the medium between us and the fucking public. Like, I get that. So I'm not knocking it, but I am not being held ransom to DJs because they've got some kind of road name or they can sit down. Oh, carry on.
Sound a little bit of that.
Yeah, well, I was.
Oh, you was, but
next episode, you'll see why. Come on, this is just episode 1.
Okay.
Come on. I told you I've got a lot to say.
No, it's interesting. It's interesting to say that because I've had the conversations and obviously being a DJ.
Exactly.
And over the years seeing our importance kind of.
You reckon it's declined?
100%.
Talk to me. You talk to me.
100%.
Talk to me.
Because put it this way. Let's go back to pre-funky days. Let's go back to the vinyl days now. Yeah. You record a tune now, yeah. The only way you're gonna get that tune out there is if you get that tune to a DJ, and a DJ plays it on the radio. So first you've got to go and press your own vinyl, yeah. Couple, maybe, I don't know, 20, 30. Find 30 DJs, give it to them, and hope and pray. Yes. That they play your tune.
Ain't that the same now though? It's just that it's an email instead of vinyl.
No, but I'm saying now, you've got different avenues. There's everything open. This because I'm talking about vinyl days.
To get it played, yeah.
This was pre-YouTube.
Yeah.
Pre-SoundCloud, pre-everything. Like the only way was if you had to go and press that vinyl yourself. Do you know what I mean? So now you can literally record a tune now, upload on YouTube, and it's available for the whole world to listen to.
You're right. Do
you know what I mean?
Yes.
So therefore, the conversations I've been having recently, in terms of the importance of a DJ, we're not as important as we used to be. I'm not saying that we have no relevance or importance. And I suppose it's different with different genres as well.
And depends on who you're talking to, because I hear you. But I've never lost the importance. That's just me. I just think I might be different. I've never thrown a DJ by the wayside. As much as I've independent artist and I'm putting it on all these platforms, I still need a fucking DJ. Like there's no minimalizing the importance of a DJ to me, but I get it. And I haven't actually looked at it that way actually until you just break it down.
Because we have a lot less power. Because let me give you an example. Say the biggest DJ on, let's say Barbados. Let's take Barbados as an example. The biggest DJ on the island. Yeah, I'll give you this example. I know a DJ in Barbados, and he told me this story. A group brings out an album, and the biggest DJ in Barbados listens to the album, and he likes one particular tune. He picks that tune up, starts playing that tune. Because he's the biggest DJ, all the other DJs listen to what he's playing.
Right.
So they latch onto that tune.
Pioneer.
Do you understand? So he kind of bosses that tune in that country. So the example I'm going to use is like the Jamaican the group War 21 when they went to Barbados, and he was interviewing them on his show because they had a concert I think later on that night or the next day or whatever. And he goes, "Oh, so you're performing such and such a tune?" And they were like, "What tune is that?" They were actually confused, like, "Well, that's a big tune there." Like they didn't know. Do you understand what I'm saying? To the point they didn't even he had to play it for them so they can like kind of remember.
What was they coming there to sing?
Do you know what I mean? So that was the power of the DJ like back then. Do you know what I mean? And I do believe back then that the DJ was a lot more important.
I can agree.
Because you can bust now off YouTube views, or you can pay a SBTV or a Grab Daily to get your video up there.
Pay nobody.
I'm just saying, isn't it? You can bypass the DJ.
Yeah.
Now.
You see, that's the disrespect. You see, that's.
But is it a disrespect though, or is it just a different?
Right. No. So tell you what.
Well, it's a quicker.
It's a hustle. It's a quicker way too. But if you say a quicker way too, that means you're taking shortcuts. And if you're taking shortcuts, then have you ever tried to build something and take a shortcut? The thing can't stand. You need real foundation, and I ain't forgetting the DJs.
I hear you. Cause I heard who's
what
was it Jam I was listening to the other day.
Glad you broke that down.
He was talking about the artists nowadays. They're not putting in the groundwork and the foundation work where they used to do. Where you had to, like I said, pressing the vinyl. You had to go and PA the tune all over the place, let people hear the tune and whatever. Because now you can just upload it on YouTube and that's that. So the artists nowadays haven't got that grounding, haven't got that experience of doing PAs. And
Let me tell you why I still need the DJ, because I come from an old school of thought whereby the tune needs to be worked. Like for instance, I don't want to. Heaven Sent came out at the end of January, right? And I said to myself, February, March, April, May, June. I said no one can see me on a stage before June. Not because I don't want to do a PA. I need to know the tune is popping. And how do I know the tune's popping? Because DJs are playing it. It's all good it being on all of these platforms, but remember I've got the stats to my streams. I can see how much people, and I love you for it, yeah? But I need some more numbers. So do you see how the DJ is still important? Because that DJ can play it one time, someone might Shazam it, someone might be like, you know, what's that? Unless it's me pushing my tune on people, no one doesn't know the song is there. Do you understand? I don't have a team. I'm not got no Grime Daily budget or any of those Chop Daily budgets. I ain't paying anybody. Yeah, I saw Chop Daily. Oh yeah, it's an Afrobeats thing. I'm not paying anybody because it's like I see it as a bit of disrespect to myself actually. As if to say that I can't do this without paying someone. What's this thing called payola? What's that? Ain't that what they talk about when...
Basically when they used to go like to DJs and pay DJs to play the tunes, basically. Payola.
Yeah, that's what that is. That's what that is. You paying somebody to just shove your shit to the top of the list. Basically. But guess what? I've been on my shit, I've been on my grind. And I have no...
I think it's more you're paying to get put on their platform. You know what I mean?
It's the top of a list, it's visuals, it's all to do with awareness. I'm going to say top of the list. So while I've been know how important Grime Daily is to some of these young people, because I am of an age, some of the music that I'm going to be doing and things I am going to be doing, I am going to be talking to them. So I understand the importance of Grime Daily. And I started hashtagging, I was hashtagging. Everything I'm doing, I'm hashtagging. To the point where now, my shit is in the first 9. Do I need to pay them then? Do you see what I'm saying? It's always in the first 9 and it's always in the top. But people have to pay them to do that. There's a difference. No, let me just keep my hashtag game up. The algorithms is picking my shit up and I'm there every day. And I haven't got to do this anymore. Because when I first started, I was right at the bottom. But now, first 9, most recent or top. So I have belief in myself. I am confident in what I do. I'm standing firm on my square. I ain't paying anybody to make me more visible is what I'm getting at. Because it's cheating. People might not say that as that.
I suppose it's the same as, like you mentioned, payola, like back in the day where maybe labels would pay, well, not labels, but people would pay DJs to play the tune.
Yeah, it'd be labels.
So basically you're paying for the platform.
Yeah.
Which like Grime Daily, SBTV is a platform, which is a modern day platform. Whereas back in the day, the platform might have been Kiss FM. Choice FM.
If you haven't got the money to pay and you got the most lit tune in your back pocket, but no one will listen to it because you can't get on any of these dailies, I think that's a sad state of affairs. I really do, because the world's full of talented people. There's enough to go around, and I don't like this streamlining shit where it's like, if you don't go down this avenue, you can't pop, or if such and such ain't playing your tune, you can't pop. Screw all of that. Every last piece of it. That's why I cannot just solely rely on music, because that's a form of bending over. It's a form of taking something up your bum just to get seen. I ain't doing that. I ain't doing it. And if I sound bitter on
compromise and
no
compromise yourself.
Well, what do you mean say compromise? What do you mean like
you said, you've got your.
I have my integrity.
That's the word.
Yeah, integrity. Yeah. When it comes to that stuff, especially early doors when I'm starting off. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a number on everything. Everybody's got a number, but no, I'll never do anything that will disrespect my spirit. I won't allow it. So, but yeah, persistency, both. So yeah, but I hear what you're saying about the DJ thing. It's interesting. Excuse me, belch.
No, it's a definite thing. Like it's different with different genres. Like with your music, like house music, which is the music you're doing. It's different. Like that's probably one of the genres where a DJ can take that tune and just bust it, play it in the club like that. Whereas,
because of the vibe on it.
Because it's a different genre, isn't it? So when you're in if it like a house rave, you got bare house ravers, everyone's just jamming. It's more. You don't have to know the tune.
Yeah.
You can feel the tune.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Where a different genre, maybe like a hip hop. If you don't know the tune,
you be like.
Do you understand what
I'm
saying?
I do.
So house is something, one genre where like you can be in a dance and hear a bass and you're like, oh.
Yeah, just jump on it quickly.
Oh, what's this tune kind of thing? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's why it's probably easier for DJs to feature new music in that genre.
Okay. I hear you. Damn. We've been speaking, we've been talking. You know the time. We've been sipping. I shouldn't really. Because it's not very nice. We've breezed past everything that I said. You knew the times, I don't want to say on camera, that we were going to do and what we were going to chop it up into. Any topics behind there? My parks? Rick? Any wild, anything?
Well, do you sing any other genres? I know you like the other genres. You heard all the other genres coming up. You got a soulful voice. Have you ever done a all soul song, all R&B?
Yeah, yes, I have. I've done a couple. They ain't seen the light of day. And what's really funny is most of them are with the same guy that I've done Heaven Sent with. We've got funk tunes, we've got jazz tunes, we've got liquid drum and bass tunes, we've got a lot. But I just wanted to start with one, and then once that catches momentum, I'll just throw everything out, like everything else can just ride the wave with it. So yes, sorry to answer your question. I've even done, I told you, Lovers Rock, bit of Lovers Rock. I'm really looking forward to doing that again. I mean, I even gave it.
So it's not out there. An R&B or a soul song isn't out there.
Oh my God! Okay, I could tell a little bit of a lie. So when I was felon, and I was signed, and they put me with MJ Cole, and I've got a tune with MJ Cole. It's on his album. It's behind there somewhere. I don't even know what style of music that is. Oh my God, my face is hurting. That's out there. I had to think about it.
We'll find that.
It's around there.
Might even drop the link.
Well, do you know what? Yeah, because I only get paid for it. I still get paid for some of that shit today. It's crazy. It's crazy what you get paid for when you didn't do anything and you didn't put any work behind it. That's how I know this is it now. This not failure is not an option. No way, because I'm actually like paying attention this time. I'm trying to think. No, they're all sitting there. They're laying in the cup. Every last one of them, because I have the luxury of writing my own stuff. Should them particular mixes not materialise, I could just snatch my lyrics off and then whack them on something else. So yeah.
So you mentioned you're still getting paid for a lot of the work that you've done
stuff,
years ago.
yeah.
How's it explain to a lot of people that might not know how the PRS works?
Okay, so basically, most of the things I've had out have been on compilations. So there's two types of ways you can get paid via PRS. It's like airplay, radio and stuff like that, or it's physical copies of CDs being pressed up. So say for instance, the song that I had when I was felon, the single that they put out, let's say they printed up 200,000 copies, right? That's copying my voice 200,000 times. But they only sold 30,000. They still have to pay me.
Is that how it works?
Yes, that's probably why I'm still getting paid for felon shit. Because it's mechanicals, it's physically copied mine. Yeah? So that's just the felon stuff that's on any compilation. So it's just little bits and shekels and stuff, it still comes in. And then the other stuff is being played in public. Have you ever walked into a bar or gone to a bar door and just see a PRS sticker? It gets played in there. Yeah. So I've heard my song in Selfridges before. Sometimes when I get a statement, it will say played in a gym in Tokyo. Mad. But I don't know which one.
So you get a statement that tells you where it's been played. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, those are the types of ways you can get paid via for a particular type of royalties. But unless you're on the A-list, whatever you call it, I can't remember what it's called, and you're getting paid 5 times a day on a million stations, you're not really going to see crazy money from PRS. And same with the streaming shit now. You don't really get paid a lot of money unless you're a Drake and you're doing like 10 million in 12 hours. I think there was a post that went around, I'm going to have to find it. It was breaking down 1 million streams. Did I show you that? It's on that phone. Never mind. Nipsey Hussle posted it, and it was 1 million streams, and it was Tidal that were giving the most. I think 1 million streams equaled like $5,500 dollars. Spotify was the next. The cheapest was YouTube at like $200. This is what the post said: $200 for 1 million streams. You know, I don't know the trueness of it, but I don't think he was lying. I don't think it was wrong. I think he got it right. So Tidal pays out the most for 1 million streams. But at the end of the day, as I said to you at the top of the conversation, I'm quite aware that at this stage, making money from music, streaming, unless I'm gigging and I'm PAing, that's where I'm going to make my money. Personal appearances and that. That's why I won't see anybody. I won't PA for a while. I need the tune to build up momentum so I can command a decent fee, for fuck's sakes, right now. Probably someone could call me and say, yeah, £50, Scarlet, yeah. You know what I mean? And I need the 50 quid, but I also need my integrity. So, yeah, I'm just going to let it build up and see what happens, babes. Busy stuff. I'm really busy at the minute. There's a lot going on, and I'm appreciating everybody who is working with me, sticking with me, allowing my crazy voice notes, my 10-minute my voice notes, my shouting, my early morning messages. Some of you look like get some of my friends know who I'm talking about, so I'm just grateful.
The queen of voice notes. So.
Yeah, I know. I'm just grateful to everyone.
5 minutes minimum.
Well, as I said to you, I was the one that found out it goes up to 10 minutes. I don't know if anybody knows. Do you not know that WhatsApp messages goes up to 10 minutes? Because I exhausted it and I know that. Anyway, I'm grateful.
You touched briefly earlier on about the crystal queen and stuff. I want to talk about more about the spiritual side. So when did you, were you always spiritual, or is there a moment in time that you can go back to a particular moment in time where
I'd say
you awoke?
I'd say that we are all spiritual, but we just don't know it. And we can tap in when we want. My dad was a Rasta, so information and knowledge and self-awareness, you know, that aspect has always been there. Whether it was on a physical level, me seeing it, or he passed that shit down from DNA, it was there. My mum has always been like a peaceful person, you know, creating that other side of the balance. So the spiritual essence has always been around me. Like, it wasn't... When did I pick up? I think I picked up a book. What book did I pick up? I picked up a David Icke book. I think if you're into knowledge and spirituality and conspiracy theories and all that, if you know about David Icke, that dude will get you going. I don't subscribe to his shit anymore, but most people know that if you've got a David Icke book, you're coming into some kind of knowledge and information. So that's what started it, and then I just was a book reader. I don't know how to string it together. I don't know. You might.
So where were you in your life when you got the David Icke book?
Prison.
Okay. That's where everything started from.
Yeah, it's that stereotypical, you know, get a book when you're inside and get knowledge. But yeah. And then that's probably when I just started questioning things. I think most people question things around us these days. Some people question things more than others. Some people don't question things at all. I'm trying to stay away from those people. I'm serious. Because I need people that's woke to move forward. But yeah. What was your question again?
Yeah, you answered it. You said, I said, well, when did you get the book?
Oh,
prison,
yeah. Yeah, so as
that was your
breakthrough, way in. Yeah.
So when did all the crystals and that kind of...
I don't know, it's just been a journey that I didn't foresee, babe. I never foresaw any of it. It's just a bit of knowledge and understanding. I stopped eating meat in 2009. So I've been a pescatarian for the longest bit, and the last year I've kind of like been flicking the flesh to the side, like, because I don't know, like my spirit's not wanting it as much as I might mentally want to eat a bit of sea bass or a prawnage or a bit of lobster. My gut is telling me no. So I'm transitioning into veganism at the minute. All this stuff is happening simultaneously. I'm finding it very hard to let go of the dairy, but I watched a documentary the other day, and yeah, that thing's all gone. Yeah. And I'm stubborn as hell because I had pita bread and today with butter in it. So I'm still fucking with myself, knowing that I shouldn't, but it's on its way out. It's on its way out. So veganism.
Phasing out slowly.
Very slowly. I drink lots of water. I walk my dog.
So it's more for like health reasons, like that.
See, nah. Because if you go into veganism for health purposes, it's a form of a diet. And diets don't work. Diets don't last. This has to be an organic shit that you don't know why it's happening. I don't know why I don't want fish anymore. I like fish. But to physically put it in my mouth is a thing, like alcohol. Even though I'm sitting there drinking this little bit of wine water with loads of ice in it. It is wine water because I've got like this much and a bag of ice in it. But you guys know I don't drink anymore. And the last time I went out, forget this little holiday here, I had 3 Budweisers and I was turned up. When I went to Jamaica, right, and I wasn't drinking, I was a non-drinker, and I wanted to be with my peers and that. Everyone was drinking, and I went to the bar, I was like, right, Sim, just get a shot of brandy, do your thing, and then you'll be like the rest of them. Got to the bar, knocked it back, and I think it got to about there. And it just came back up out in my mouth. My body said no. Even though my brain said yeah. And I never drank a drink like that again in my life. So this is something that's happening to me unbeknownst to me. Same with veganism, same with spirituality. Lots of posts, lots of people calling themselves shit. Spirituality ain't fun. It ain't positive. You actually isolate yourself away so that you can sort of like be on your own and try and figure out who the fuck you are. And then you re-emerge, and this is who you're seeing now. The crystal chick. I don't know when this shit came. It was just a one-day thing. But spirituality is not what people think it is. It really ain't. So I know when people are telling the truth and when they're lying about one on the spiritual journey. I can tell. But I've never been happier. I've never been healthier. I've lost a shitload of weight. People that know me, people that don't know me, I've been my weight's been up and down all my life from early teenager to just 2 years ago, size 16, tight size 16. I'm now at 8, 10 max. And that's not because I've been on any diets, that's not because I'm trying to lose any weight, it's because this spiritual shit has just carried me in different places, i.e. not drinking, eating right, meditating, yoga, all things that would seemingly look like it's a part of the stuff that you see on social media, but there's another bit behind it what people don't see. I'm telling you, it's hard work. I've lost a lot of friends. I've thrown a lot of people in the bin. I've naturally just vibrated away from people, and this is all because of what I've just told you. I didn't ask for any of that. It just happened. And I've just been so honest with myself over the last year about everything. I'm trying to do everything from an honest place. I'm trying to do it with love. And I think you can win if you do that. Honesty and with love.
Clean out.
Yeah, you gotta. Not everybody will accept it. Not everybody's after that. Not everybody will appreciate it. But that's all I've got right now. I haven't got anything else to offer anybody apart from honesty, my truths, and practically my soul on the digital platform. That's all I've got. So you guys, I think that's what we've got done for today. I appreciate everybody tuning in, whether you've done the visuals on YouTube, you've seen the snippets on the Miss Locker podcast. If you're on Spotify, Tidal, Diesel, Podbean. Oh yeah, I forgot to hail them out. SoundCloud. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Next week, we speak some more. And say thank you to Sir Venom, my DJ friend, my buddy. Love you to bits. I want to say thank you to my bud, Rick, behind the scenes. He's my part. Love you to bits. And it's the Miss Locker podcast, man.
Peace.
Peace. That's what Charlemagne the God does. Peace.